Hello, everybody. Welcome to Weekly Trash, the safe place to cleanse your mind, body, and soul of all that trash you consume this week so you could consume some more tomorrow. I'm your host, Josie Van Dyke, and it is Trash Day. Welcome to today's solo episode where we're going to be taking out my personal trash, pop culture, TikTok trash, and Trashers trash. Happy Thanksgiving. It's Thanksgiving. What are you grateful for? I'm grateful for you. Obviously, thanks for being here. I'm grateful for my family, my friends. I'm grateful for trizepatide. I'm grateful for sushi. I'm grateful. I'm thankful. I'm all the things. And I'm really thankful for trash. So I got a lot to discuss. We have a lot we need to take out because I watched the finale of Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. Did I know the ending? Yes. But obviously I had to watch it because your girl had a cameo. Your girl had a very small, tiny moment where Weekly Trash was on the screen. It wasn't just me. It was Weekly Trash. Okay. And I'm very proud of it. I did know it was going to be on there. So we'll get into that. But I did watch the finale. So I need to talk about that. I need to talk about Whitney getting voted off. I guess didn't get enough votes. People got really upset on TikTok when I said she got voted off. People were like, this isn't Survivor. She didn't get voted off. Okay, well, she didn't get enough votes and it seemed very personal and I didn't like it. She got kicked off. Need to talk about that. Also, is anybody following the BEEBETTER saga, the guy from TikTok? If you aren't, buckle up because I have thoughts. I'm confused. And I honestly am scared I'm going to get sued if I talk about it because he should be really scared. He should be really scared because Blake and Ryan are coming for him. But I need to talk about that for a second. Also, Jake Stokes and Kelsea Ballerini. And what else is on my TikTok pop culture trash that we're going to talk about? I think that covers it. But again, we need to start with my personal trash. What I did the last 2 weeks since we last spoke. Today's episode is brought to you by Cozy Earth. You guys know how much I love Cozy Earth sheets. They're so incredibly soft. Their towels are so plush. Their pajamas. Seriously, everything about Cozy Earth is the best. The holidays are coming up and it's time to start getting gifts for the special people in your life. And I always have the hardest time getting gifts for my parents and in-laws, and Cozy Earth is my go-to. Everyone becomes obsessed once they switch to Cozy Earth. And if they don't, they get a 100-night sleep trial. But trust me, they will keep them because once you use Cozy Earth, you can't use anything else. Black Friday has come early to Cozy Earth, and right now you can stack my code WeeklyTrash on top of their site-wide sale for an additional 20% off, which gives you 45% off a discount, which is huge. 45% off. Reminder, if you get a post-purchase survey, make sure you tell them that Weekly Trash sent you. Again, that's WeeklyTrash at CozyEarth.com for 45% off. Time to wrap the ones you love in the luxury of Cozy Earth. Thank you, Cozy Earth, for sponsoring today's episode. Today's episode is also brought to you by Shed, the easiest way to start your weight health journey. With Shed, it only takes 3 minutes to get started. You'll fill out a quick online form with your goals and health history, and their medical team will create a personalized treatment plan just for you. Everything happens online. No doctor's offices, no pharmacy lines. Your FDA-approved medication ships straight to your door. And the best part, you're not doing it alone. Shed pairs you with a dedicated member success team to help you track progress and stay motivated along the way. Clinically studied treatments, no insurance required, and zero hassle. Get $100 off your first month by using the link in the show notes. Shed is making health simple, effective, and actually doable. Thank you, Shed, for sponsoring today's episode. I did have Mayci Neely on the podcast. It's been over 3 years. I know on the podcast we said it's been almost 3 years. No, it was over 3 years, which literally, how was that almost 3 years ago? And why does it make me feel like I'm living in the Twilight Zone? Like I could have sworn that was yesterday, but also a million years ago. So much has changed in her life and my life, but mostly hers because she's so famous now. Has a freaking book, New York Times bestseller. Is that what they say? New York Times bestseller. Yeah, New York Times bestseller, and is on the biggest reality TV show in America. So while I'm over here with the same backdrop, same chairs, okay, same blankets. Just kidding. These are fresh. These are fresh Minky blankets. Shout out Minky Couture. Use code WeeklyTrash. But I'm sitting in the same room and this girl's got a full-on reality TV show and a best-selling book. So I think I need to step it up. I think I need to be doing more. I already thought I was doing a lot, but I guess I'm not doing enough. So we're getting back in hustle mode, which stresses me out because I'm turning 30. I didn't know I was going to talk about this, but let's talk about it. I'm turning 30, and why do I feel like I'm not ready? Everyone says that the 30s are the best years of your life. And when you're 30, you have yourself figured out, you know what you're doing, you're the most confident you've ever been. Well, I turned 30 in 40 days, I guess 30-ish days now. I've never been more confused in my life about who I am, which is probably very surprising to a lot of you because I know I look like I'm thriving. Glad I fooled you all. I'm a hot mess express. I don't know what's going on in here. I've talked about this before, how like ever since my surgery and like seeing my body, it like doesn't match my brain. Like I'm just like really confused. It's like an outer body experience. I can't even describe it. And I'm just feeling like I'm in a funk, and it's stressing me out because I feel like by my 30th birthday, I need to have my shit together. I need to know exactly who I am, where I'm going, what I like, what I want. And not only that, but it's my 30th birthday and it's also New Year's, which really freaking sucks because I have all these goals and ambitions I need to write down, and I have to make sure I hit them. And this New Year's birthday just seems so big because it's my 30th. And I really wish it wasn't. I wish it was my 29th. I don't feel like I'm ready or prepared to turn 30. I don't feel like I'm ready to thrive. I think I need one more year of preparation. So I'm stressed. And I don't know if anybody else has felt this way when they turned 30, but I do feel like there's this big shift that everyone talks about when you turn 30. And I just feel like I'm not equipped yet. So I'm a little stressed about that. Because I always thought at 30, I would really know exactly who I am. I'd feel more confident. I don't know. I feel like I'm talking in circles at this point. But this 30th birthday is creeping up. And I had this idea, which it might still happen. I don't know. I kind of talked about it on Patreon. But I was like, maybe I'll do a live show for my 30th birthday. And it'll be like the Dirty 30. And it'll be at a real venue this time. Like a stage and production and like all the things. And then I was like, no, because I'm already stressed out about the fact I'm turning 30 and I don't know who the fuck I am. And then I want to throw a live show. I really want to stress myself out even more and throw a live show. So now I'm feeling like we push it a little and maybe do a live show in February like we did last year. I don't know. We'll see. Act surprised when I post about it. But I'm feeling all the things because I'm turning 30. Have I said that enough? I don't know. I just think if you're 30 years old, tell me, were your 30s the best years of your life? Because that's what everyone is saying. And I just feel like I'm jinxing it. That's what it is. I feel like I'm jinxing it. I feel like I'm getting so excited for my 30s and then I'm going to turn 30 and something horrible is going to happen. Knock on wood. So yeah, there's my venting session about me turning 30. But I had Mayci on the podcast. That was so much fun. And how that all got started was because we were talking about how she's so big and successful and I'm still sitting in the same damn chair and I'm about to turn 30. Okay, we're not going down that spiral again. Anyways, it was so fun to talk to her. I love her. She's amazing. Seriously, such a badass. I love the level of confidence that she has in herself, and she's had that always, and it's something I aspire to have. And I really hope that young girls who read her book, and I said this when she came on, how you realize like we all have had the same experiences. Like nothing is unique. We literally are all going through the same thing. Like when she talked about not knowing anything about sex and like being wet and like all of that stuff, I was like, oh my gosh, I experienced the exact same thing. And so I hope young girls who are reading that are like, oh, I'm not alone. If they are experiencing, a relationship that's not consensual and abusive, like they can recognize that before it gets worse. And I just hope it empowers a lot of women to speak up and to feel empowered to get out of relationships that don't serve them, because you can do anything if you put your mind to it, if you believe in yourself. I mean, to get pregnant out of wedlock in Utah BYU and then come back, finish school, and be one of the best tennis players ever, like iconic. She's amazing for that. So I was really excited to have her back on and get to chat all about the life experiences that she's had since she last came. And then what else did I do? Oh, Pedro, his facial hair, we need to talk about it because that was a shock. That was a shock to me. I get a text. I'm at the gym and he texts me and he goes, I just ruined my life. And I was like, what do you mean? And he was like, you'll see. And I was like, is this a riddle? What's going on? I get home from the gym. Bentley walks in. He's over there cleaning the dishes like a true king. And Bentley goes, Daddy? And I'm like, uh-oh, what's going on? I look, no facial hair, gone. He looks like he's 12. I'm so confused. I'm like, oh my gosh, what did you do? What did you do? And it's not that he looked bad, but I'm just so used to facial hair Pedro that I was like, who is this 14-year-old boy staring at me? Like, he looks like a missionary. And he's like, I don't want to talk about it. And I was like, how did this happen? Like, this wasn't planned. He goes, no, this wasn't planned. And I was like, well, then how did this happen? Apparently, we have these sweet cleaners that come like once a month to do like a deep clean on the house because I can do, the basics, but like once a month, I want somebody to really, get in there and really get to the nitty gritty. And when they came, they had taken all of his razors and they put them all in the drawer. So they took like the guard off of it and put it in the drawer. So he got home from the gym before me, took a shower, and he's like, oh, got to trim the beard, got to trim it up. Puts the wrong guard on the shaver. Didn't even think to like double check because he was like, oh, this is it, puts it on. Does one swipe and all the hair's gone. And he was like, no way did I just do that. And then he obviously had to shave the rest of his entire face and he looked like a baby. And it was the trippiest thing ever. And I had somebody message me being like, I remember when my husband accidentally shaved his entire face. And it was the first and last time that I wanted to see him freshly shaved because it is such like a whoa. And we were trying to figure it out. We were like, I don't think I've seen his bare face in 10 years. Like, he looked like that when we got married. But that was almost 10 years ago. Banks was terrified of him, couldn't even look him in the eyes because he looked so different. Luckily for Pedro, his hair grows very fast. So he's already got like a 5 o'clock shadow. It's already coming back. But it was a mind trip to see him without facial hair. And I will say, I like my men hairy. I like my men with that facial hair. I didn't realize how much I liked it until it was gone. I didn't appreciate it as much as I should have. So I'm going to appreciate it much more now. I'm going to be licking that beard, tugging at those hairs because I love a hairy man. I've decided. I knew I did, but I didn't like know how much I did until he shaved all of his hair off. So that happened. That was kind of crazy. What else happened? Oh, I watched the Jonas Brothers movie. 10 out of 10. It was so good. It reminded me of back when Disney Channel was actually good and they had all those really fun movies like now I can't name any. Twitches. There was the one with the guy who was half fish or half mermaid and he was a man and he was on the swim team. What was that one called? That was a really good one. The Lizzie McGuire movie, obviously. The Even Stevens movie. Like back when the movies slapped. You know what I mean? That was the vibe it was giving. It was so cheesy, but so good. And there were parts that were genuinely funny. There's this one part where it's Nick and an actor and they're singing like Home Alone, the musical, which is not a real musical, I'm pretty sure. And they just made it up. And it is so funny. The one part that I found very interesting though, is the whole premise of the movie is they're stuck in London and they need to get home in time for Christmas. And Nick and Kevin are like desperate to get home to their kids. And then Joe, who is also a father, but he's divorced, obviously, could give two shits to get home. He's like, oh, guys, come on. Like, it's fine. It's not that big of a deal. Like, yeah, we need to get home, but like, whatever. And I'm like, but you have kids too. Like, don't you want to get home for Christmas? It was a little confusing. But he did have a love interest in the movie, which was interesting because he is the only single Jonas brother. And it was Chloe Bennett, which I had never heard of before. But then I went down like stalking her. She's super cool. Like her Instagram is giving cool girl. And she's actually perfect for Joe. Like I think they should maybe hook up in real life. I would bet money they did hook up in real life because I just get that vibe from Joe. I feel like, I mean, he said it before. He's kind of kind of a man hoe. Okay. So I feel like he probably did hook up with her, but they have this scene where they get in their underwear and they jump into a lake. And it felt so naughty for like a kid's Christmas movie. Like I was like, wait, it's getting hot in here. Like Joe and Lucy getting in their underwear to hop in this river or whatever it was seemed kind of steamy for a kid's Christmas movie, but I wasn't complaining. Really liked it. No spoilers, but they could be endgame. I don't know. But the overall movie was phenomenal. Highly recommend. I would watch it multiple times. It just was like one of those feel good movies. And it wasn't, because you know how Hallmark movies are like really cheesy. I don't necessarily love Hallmark movies because it's like the same storyline. It's like the girl who goes back to her hometown and she's a big businesswoman now and she does big things. And then she goes back to her small town and runs into her elementary school sweetheart and he's a reindeer farmer and then they fall in love. Like I'm over it. But this movie was just, it was special. And the music, the album with it is so good. Highly recommend. So if you haven't seen the Jonas Brothers Christmas movie, you have to watch it. I also got the new iPhone 17. And the one thing I learned about me through the process of having an iPhone 17 is I don't know any of my passwords. None. And I knew that about myself. If Carly's listening, my video girl, she knows I don't know any of my passwords. I literally have to tell her, I'm like, do you remember my email password? And you would think, oh, they're saved. Like they're saved on your phone. They're saved on your passwords, Josie. Correct. But in order to get to that, you need to know your Apple ID password. And I didn't remember that. So that was really frustrating because I got my phone and I couldn't transfer the stuff on my phone to the new phone because I couldn't remember my Apple ID password. And there was no way to get to my Apple ID password because I needed to log into my email and I couldn't get into my email because I couldn't remember my email address password. And it was a whole mess. I honestly don't know how I've gone almost 30 years and not got my identity stolen because I'm a hot mess when it comes to passwords. I'm choosing 123 password as my password. It's not anymore. Okay. So if you try to hack me, you can't, but it's bad. It's really bad. So I like threw a full on tantrum. Luckily, Pedro was very calm and chill. And he's like, we're going to figure this out. It's going to be fine. But then I realized how addicted I am to my phone because I was actually having a panic attack, realizing I didn't have access to a cell phone because I had my old phone and the new phone and they were trying to transfer and both of them didn't work. So I was panicking. I turned into my father. Like I was angry. I was like huffing and puffing and I was like, I need to get my phone to work. And we did. We got it to work because Pedro is much smarter than I. And there's like this hack where if you get locked out of your iCloud, you can go onto your laptop and change your iCloud password by just using the password to your computer, which is the only password that I know because I do it so many times. It's like I don't even know the password. It's just muscle memory at this point. And so I was able to get in, but I was stressing because I'm addicted to my phone, which leads me to more personal trash. I ordered the brick. Everyone talks about the brick. It basically locks you out of your phone, out of all of the social apps. That way you can't access them and you have to unbrick your phone to access them. My sister-in-law uses it, loves it. I had seen a lot of ads talking about it. And then JC from What We Said talked about it. And I was like, okay, people are using it. This works. This isn't just like some random ad that's popping up on my Instagram. So after realizing how addicted I am to needing a phone and how actually terrified, why did I say it like that? How actually terrified I was when I didn't have access to a phone, like the panic in my body, I was like, I need help. So I ordered the brick. And like a true addict, the minute the brick came, I said, I don't have a problem. I don't need this thing. I can totally stop. It's not an issue. I have willpower. I don't need this. So have I set up the brick? No. Has my screen time gone up? Yes. Do I need to set it up? Yes. Will I? I don't know. I'm holding myself accountable right here, right now, because I have a problem. And in my brain, I'm like scared to download the brick and get the brick set up because in my head, I'm going to have a panic attack. out in public when I can't access my Instagram. And what does that say about me? I need help. I need help. I have a problem. This right here, this conversation we're having to myself in my microphone, I have a problem. I need to download the brick. I need to get it to work because what I just said is insane. It's insane for me to have a panic attack because I can't access my social media. That's a problem. So if you're like me and those words have also come out of your mouth, let's download the brick together. We can do this together. We can be strong. We can be brave. We love being brave. And it's almost going to be like a AA meeting. Every time I do a solo podcast, we're going to talk about how it's going, how we're doing. Like I am saying this right now. Over Thanksgiving weekend, I'm going to set up my brick because I have a problem. My name is Josie Van Dyke and I am addicted to my phone. So I will update you on the brick situation because it definitely needs to happen. But it's been sitting on my counter for a week. I'm an addict. Okay, I did go to a fun little party. Miranda did a collab with, I'm going to butcher this name, Azazi. I'm pretty sure it's Azazi. Azazie. And they were like these beautiful holiday collection, very fancy. They like specialize in like bridesmaids, formal dresses. And so we each were wearing like a certain dress from the collection. So fun. Felt so girly and swirly and sexy. But they wanted us to like take photos. So it was like a very intimate dinner. There was like 8 of us maybe. And because each one of us was in a different dress, they wanted to do like a photo shoot, basically of each of us in the dresses, like a whole thing, a whole shebang. Now, we know that I am the most unphotogenic human alive. I morph into a different human when there's a camera on me. And Maddie, my childhood best friend, said it best. She was like, Josie, you know when you're trying to take a picture of a sunset and you take a picture of it and it just doesn't do it justice? You're like a sunset. You look really cute in person, but then when you try to take a picture, it just doesn't translate. And I was like, you know what? I don't know if I should be offended or flattered because you're calling me a sunset, but you're saying I'm not photogenic, which I know. Like I've said it a million times. That's why Helga is my other personality because she is the version of me that comes out in photos. There's Josie and then there's Helga. And Helga is the sunset that just cannot be captured. And I don't know what it is. And I'm sorry, Mom. I'm going to say it. It's genetic because my mom is the same way. My mom is so cute and so pretty. And then we take a family photo and it's like, whoa, who's that? So I don't know what it is about the genetics that I have, but I cannot look cute in pictures. I literally, like a selfie, I can look cute because I can like morph my body into what I want it to look like and like my face. But other than that, you take a photo of me and I'm not aware, burn it, okay? And I don't know if other people experience this, but it's something I've had to deal with my entire life. My entire life, if anyone ever took a picture of me, I was scared. And they were scared because they were like, who is this? And I'm like, I don't know. That's Helga. So we get to this dinner and they're like, we want to take photos of you. My nightmare, my absolute nightmare. And I'm with girls who literally, that's what they do for a living. They're on camera for a living. So they know what they're doing. And I'm like, okay, yeah, sure. I get the photos back. Deer in headlights. I will insert one of the photos in the photo dump. I don't know how to be photogenic. I honestly think if I were ever to be so famous that a magazine wanted to like have me on the cover, which manifest, I will need to take classes. I will need to take classes on how to look decent in photographs because I truly cannot. And then we're at dinner. So first we do the solo shots, which I was like, kill me. Okay. Because they're not selfie photo shots. They are an actual camera. And I look like a deer in headlights, but I'm like, it's fine, whatever. Then they're like, let's do group photos. So me and Riley, they like split us up in groups. Me and Riley go up to take photos. And I'm already being a self-deprecating bitch. And I'm like, you guys don't want photos of me. Like I'm ugly, I'm fat, I'm stupid. Like get away from me. And they're like, no. Like you look so good. Like let's take a picture. Well, we get the photo album back of all the photos they took. Guess who didn't get any of those photos that they took with me and Riley? Me, because they looked that bad that they didn't keep any of those photos. So when I was like, no, guys, like I'm so ugly. And they're like, no, these look so good. Wrong. They didn't look so good because they didn't put them in the photo album. So I know that they were bad. They were bad. Riley looked fire though. And I honestly feel bad for her that she took so many photos with me because I ruined half of them. And I need a coach. I need a coach, not necessarily because I don't ever find myself needing to be on camera a lot, but as I'm literally talking into a camera on YouTube, but that's the nice thing is my solos get 10 views, so it's fine. But if I ever find myself in the atmosphere of reality TV or a magazine cover shoot or anything, I will need a coach. Not a life coach, but a facial expression coach. Does that exist? I don't know, but I need it. So anyways, back to the dinner. Super fun, super cute. I looked like Helga in all the photos, but in person, I was a sunset. I looked fabulous in person. But while we were at dinner, this is going to lead us into pop culture TikTok trash. While we were at dinner, we found out that Whitney got voted off. Again, not voted off. Sorry. Let me re-say that for all the Dancing with the Stars fanatics who are going to come after me. While we were at dinner, we find out that Whitney was off of Dancing with the Stars. And we were shocked. Like absolutely shocked, because there was talks that there was a possibility that Whitney's edit of her being like, I only did this for Dancing with the Stars would affect the votes and would affect her staying on the show, Dancing with the Stars. But that was like, nobody actually thought that was going to do anything, because first of all, it would take a whole bunch of people making it their mission, which they kind of did, to vote for everyone 10 times other than Whitney to make sure that she had the least amount of votes. And there were all these campaigns on TikTok being like, I'm not voting for Whitney. Let's get Whitney off. We hate Whitney. Like just horrible. But nobody actually thought it would happen because Whitney is so good. But she got kicked off. Not kicked off. Whatever you want to say. She got voted off. Or she didn't get enough votes, or whatever you want to say. And it's so stupid because people want to act like the show Secret Lives of Mormon Wives had nothing to do with it and her edit had nothing to do with it and blah, blah, blah. But it did. And it's so crazy that it did because she didn't do anything wrong. Mom Talk is a business. I said this in my last solo. Mom Talk is a business. They're all getting opportunities because of Mom Talk. And I'm sorry, but if anybody deserved Dancing with the Stars, it was Whitney. Why? Because season 1, well, first of all, Whitney is one of the OGs of the Mom Talk group, because I know that Jen was really upset that Whitney was coming back to get Dancing with the Stars when like that's really what she wanted and that was her dream. But I'm sorry, for those who are unaware, Jen wasn't part of the OG Mom Talk, okay? When the girls were making all these videos and were part of Mom Talk, Jen wasn't involved. So Jen got casted into the show and joined Mom Talk after Whitney, like way after Whitney was in Mom Talk. And then Whitney is on the show, the same show that Jen's on, the same show that all these girls are on. Season 1 gets annihilated. People are awful to her. She gets the worst edit. People are being so unfair to her, so mean, okay? Like that was hell for her. And then she finds out that Dancing with the Stars is an opportunity for people of Mom Talk. Why wouldn't she want to take it? She deserved that spot just as much as anybody. So when people want to say that she's greedy and that she used Mom Talk to get Dancing with the Stars, no. She used her own opportunities that she has gotten herself to get Dancing with the Stars. And all the other girls would take those opportunities. You don't go on reality TV just to like share all of your personal trauma and stuff and get no rewards. You do reality TV for fame, for fortune, for opportunities like Dancing with the Stars. So people are nuts for thinking that she did anything wrong for coming back to Mom Talk when that's literally been what she's been doing. She's been doing Mom Talk for 5 years, 6 years, however long it's been. Like, yeah, it's been a long time. So she deserved to try to get on Dancing with the Stars just as much as everyone else. And she got it. And everyone being like, she didn't deserve it. Well, she got casted. So if you have an issue with Whitney being on Dancing with the Stars, you can take that up with the person who casted her. It's not Whitney's fault. Obviously, they saw potential. Obviously, they wanted her on the show. And at the end of the day, we don't choose who wants to be on the show. They cast them and then we vote. So everyone's so freaking annoying on the internet. And I made a TikTok and I was like, everyone who made it their mission to get Whitney off of Dancing with the Stars, like, do they have goals and ambitions? Like, and what I meant by that is like, people who think what she did is wrong must not ever have opportunities or goals or ambitions that they are trying to reach, because anyone who has ever tried to succeed in something and has worked really hard for something would understand the grit and the ambition that Whitney has, and they would appreciate it and not look at it like it's a bad thing. And people on the internet were like, oh my gosh, well, Robert has ambitions and goals. I'm like, that's not what I said. That's not what I said. That's not what I said. I said the people who made the campaigns on TikTok to get her kicked off, the people who made horrible videos about how she doesn't deserve to be on Dancing with the Stars because she said she wanted to be on Dancing with the Stars. Those are the people I'm talking about. Not the cast, not the people who just like voted for someone else because they weren't a fan of Whitney. Not those people. I'm talking about the people who are miserable. Those are the people I'm talking about. Like, they're so annoying. People who hop on the hate train of whatever it is need to use their critical thinking, because first of all the girls on the cast are good with Whitney, except for Jen, because that's a different story. But like, all the girls are good with her. All of them are excited for her and happy for her. And so why is there so much negativity and hate towards her? I do not understand, but she is only going to get bigger and better and more famous and more opportunities. And honestly, Dancing with the Stars were the training wheels for her when it comes to Hollywood. Like, she is doing big things. Huge. So everyone who was like, I don't know, I hate Whitney, you're going to eat your words. Grab a fork. Grab a fork. That was the other thing I came up with. Actually, I didn't come up with it, but it just like hit me, where instead of saying, oh, you're going to eat your words, like you're wrong, just say, grab a fork. Okay? Because you don't know. You have no idea. Grab a fork. And then someone was like, oh, that's like the toast, Claudia, when she says, grab a spoon, you can eat my ass. And I was like, very similar, but eat my ass is more like, F you, I don't care what you think, eat my ass. Where grab a fork, it's more like, you're going to eat your words, you're wrong. But they're both kind of the same thing. So you can grab a fork and you can grab a spoon, and you're going to eat your words and you can eat my ass. Cool. Okay, but back to my TikTok, reality TV, pop culture trash. Sorry to interrupt, but today's episode is brought to you by Minky Couture. You will never want to buy another blanket ever again. I would know, because I've had lots of blankets, and ever since I got that one viral blanket that you see online, the Minky Couture blanket, I am confidently telling you that it is the best blanket ever. Everyone needs to have something as cozy as Minky in their home. There's nothing quite like coming home after a long day and cuddling up with your Minky Couture blanket. They are soft and luxurious, and it feels like a cuddling cloud. Okay, just cuddle it up. There's so many different types of blankets out there, but seriously, nothing compares to Minky Couture. They have the largest selection of colors, sizes, and patterns on the market. They are the creator of the original Hugs blanket, a double-sided, stretchy, and plush style that literally hugs you back. I've never had a blanket that even comes close to my Minky Hugs. Minky Couture is a female-owned business started by a mother who wanted to provide luxurious comfort to her daughter through a tough time. Since 2009, Minky Couture has been able to bring comfort and luxury to homes all over the world. Passionate about giving back to the community, they donate over 30,000 mini Minkies to NICUs across the country every year. And lucky for you guys, I have partnered with Minky Couture to bring this comfort and luxury into your home by offering listeners an exclusive 50% off discount. That's right, 50% off. Use your code weeklytrash at checkout for 50% off your next purchase on all full-priced items. You can use it in-store or online at softminkyblankets.com. Again, use code weeklytrash for 50% off your next purchase and treat yourself to the best blanket ever. Follow them on Instagram for additional deals and updates at Minky Couture. Thanks, Minky, for sponsoring today's episode. Today's episode is also brought to you by Betty's. Okay, mamas, listen up, because I have a life hack for you. Are you tired of fighting your kids to make their beds? Say hello to Betty's, okay? The unique design lets your kids make their bed with just a zip. I would know because I have one for Bentley and I have one for Brooks, and you sure as heck bet I'm going to get one for Banks when he has a big boy bed because it has made my life so much easier. They have a patented bedding that includes everything you need: fitted sheet, top sheet, and comforter in one seamless piece that zips together. My kids love feeling accomplished, and your kids will love it too when they can make their bed all by themselves every single day. Make your mornings easier and visit beddys.com. That's BEDDYS.com. And you can use code TRASH for 25% off your order. They are great for hard to make beds like bunk beds, RVs, etc., or for anyone that just wants better habits, because the day is better when you start it making your bed. So discover the joy of hassle-free mornings and the satisfaction of independence for your kids with Betty's Revolution Betty Solution. Again, that's beddys.com. Use code TRASH for 25% off your order. And thank you, Betty's, for sponsoring today's episode. Is the finale of Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. So yeah, I have a part in it, kind of a big deal. No, I knew it was going to happen because they had reached out to purchase the rights to Taylor's episode, that one little part. So I knew it was coming, but I wasn't sure if it would ever like make it because they film so much, they have so much footage. I was like, I don't even know if it's going to end up on the show. And then when I went to Whitney's ACTA dinner a while back, the girls had gotten to watch the season. And she was like, Josie, like you made it on. And I was like, shut up. And she was like, yeah, they used that clip. So at that point, that's when I knew it was going to be in the season, but I didn't know which episode it was going to be on. And I had said prior that they gave me access to the season to watch it, but they didn't give me the final episode. So I'm watching these episodes just like waiting. I'm like, okay, when am I going to show up? When is that part going to come up? Episode 1, nothing. Episode 2, nothing. Episode 3. I'm like, where is it? Oh, it's in the last episode, which I didn't have access to. So I was like, gosh, dang it. I didn't even get to see it before everybody else. But it was really fun to watch it and be like, oh my gosh, that's me. That was kind of the highlight of my month, honestly. Highlight of my month. Thanks, Taylor, for coming on so I could get like a little ounce of clout from that because that was really cool. And Weekly Trash thanks you for your service. That was amazing. But the episode itself, let's break it down because the takeaways from it was the Demi situation and do we call it an apology? I'm not really sure. I mean, it was an apology, but I mean, it's all very confusing. It's all very confusing. Basically, they end with the glow sticks where they give their piece, they say what they need to say, and then they crack their glow stick. And they did him dirty because you can see that some of the girls' glow sticks are lit up before they've showed them go up and talk. So it's like, okay, we see Miranda's glow stick is lit up, but we haven't seen her talk yet. And then it's like, oh, we see Demi's. So I wonder which order they actually went in when they did the glow stick talking thing. But, you know, we see a really sweet moment where like Whitney gets emotional and apologizes. Michaela, Mayci, like everyone really gets emotional. And it's very tender and sweet. And it's like a kumbaya. Everyone hold hands. We love each other. Let's be best friends, blah, blah, blah. Obviously, that all went south. We see that in the reunion that's coming out, that things aren't kumbaya. And there's still a lot of issues with Demi and everything that happened with Marciano. Lisa Vanderpump came out and said that she has all the footage. And Marciano did not do what Demi accused him of doing. It's messy. It's a lot. And Demi is getting a lot of hate, which I knew she would. It was inevitable. The internet is nasty. But I think we're all just confused, right? Because a big part of it is her saying, you don't know what you would do in this situation. Does it make sense? No. Is it confusing? Yes. But you don't know what you would do in this situation, which is true. I don't know what I would do. But I do know what Brett would do. Because at the Halloween party, when Chase barely touched Demi, Brett was fuming. We saw like Brett defend her and like want to stick up for her. And Chase barely touched her. So then to hear her say that Brett wanted to send Marciano DoorDash and like felt bad for him, that's not adding up. That's confusing because I don't know. Like I said, I don't know what I would do in this situation. But we saw what Brett would do, and he was pissed. So now all of a sudden he's not pissed? It's just confusing. It's very confusing. And it's hard because I obviously know Demi and I want to believe her. And you see like even Whitney being really torn by the whole thing because she's like, I don't know what's going on. This is really hard for me. And she's handling it perfectly. She still is handling it so well. I applaud Whitney for that, but it is confusing for everyone else. It doesn't make sense. And I think that's why everyone's confused, but it doesn't give anyone the right to say the horrible things that they're saying to her online. You can have your opinion, you can be confused, but to say horrible things like you should off yourself and like death threats and just that's where it's like, come on, like she's a human. So I think we can all agree we're all very confused. And I know that there are a lot of strong opinions about Demi. And I think it's honestly going to get worse after the reunion. So we'll see. The other part of the finale that really just got everybody worked up was the very end with Chase. Chase and Taylor go to dinner and we see the ending of Chase being like, should we just kiss? I no comment. No comment. Because I can't take it seriously. And if anybody watching is taking it seriously, I can't. We all know that Chase and Taylor are never going to be endgame. And the people that are like, they have more chemistry than anybody. Shut up. Be so fucking for real. Like you saw 2 seconds. No. And I mean, I don't know how far they're going to take it. I don't know if, maybe Chase and Taylor do kiss. I don't know. But I just can't. I can't. So no comment on that. But I'm sure it's not the last time we'll see Chase on the screen. So yay. More pop culture TikTok trash is the Be Better thing. So for those who don't know who Be Better is, he was this account that would call out influencers who were frauds essentially and celebrities. And then he got really big because he talked about Kamala Harris's campaign and he got like canceled because he shared his opinion about how she was campaigning, saying she was going to lose. And then shocker, she lost. So like everyone was freaking out of him for no reason. He like got off the internet. Then he came back on the internet and he was just like, sorry, blah, blah, blah. I don't even think he said sorry, but he was just like, people on the internet are puppets and they're playing this part and they are reading a script. And when they go off the script, they get yelled at. And he said he went off the script by talking about something that wasn't politically favored. Anyways, he slowly starts posting on TikTok again. And then he gets into the Blake Lively and the Justin Baldoni situation. And it really takes off. And he already had like 1 million followers. Like he was getting a lot of engagement. A lot of people really took his opinion seriously. They almost looked at him like the voice of reason and that he's, very ethical. And so he was the guy that you would go to figure out who was wrong and who was right. And so he got a lot of attention from that. Then it started to get messy because he started figuring things out about Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds. And all of a sudden, his account gone, missing, nowhere to be found, off the internet. And everybody was like, what happened to him? People were like, did Blake and Ryan find him? Because there was like lawsuits. He was trying to get sued. And his account was called Be Better. If you're like trying to find it, it doesn't exist anymore. You can't find it. Well, then out of nowhere, I'm scrolling my TikTok and I see a new account pop up and it's his face, but it's not Be Better. It's, let's see, where was it? It's Marcos Spitz, MarkosBits. Also doesn't exist anymore because it's been banned, which is red flag, crazy, making me think that he's onto something. But anyways, he popped up on my screen and I'm like, what the heck? And he was like, I feel like this is going to get flagged and taken down. And I couldn't tell this story on Be Better because I can't have this many eyes on it. But basically, I need somebody who is a journalist who can help me break this story that basically Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds are into some deep, dark, evil shit. And it's really bad and it's really evil. And he wants to expose them. And it's so much darker than we think it is. And like some really crazy stuff. And he's like, if anybody is a journalist who knows how I can get this out there, please let me know. And then all of a sudden, gone. Off the internet again. Then he pops up again saying that his friend lost their dog. And I'm like, okay, dude, you lost me. Like you just had us on the edge of our seat being like, oh my gosh, what is he about to expose? And then his friend's dog goes missing in New York City. And so he posts a TikTok about it. And since then, account's gone. Nowhere to be found. So that's where I'm like, do I believe anything he just said? But a part of me, the conspiracy theorist in me, because I do love a good conspiracy theory. And I do think that some of them are true. And you always hear like the conspiracy theories about celebrities and Illuminati and like all that stuff. But a part of me thinks that there is some truth to what Be Better is saying. And I don't even know if I should say it out loud because what if I get banned? But let's just say that there has been a certain organization that Blake specifically has spoken up about and was very passionate about. And I feel like Be Better was insinuating that the cause that she was so public about and fighting for is actually a cause that she enables and is a part of. And if you know what I'm talking about, then you know what I'm talking about. And if that's the case, then that is so dark, so twisted, so evil. And I hope it gets exposed. Again, there's no proof. And now Be Better is gone. Nowhere to be found, which is really scary because then it feeds into the conspiracy. Like, okay, what if this is true? What's going on? So if anybody like sees one of his videos pop up under another username, please send it to me because he's coming up on TikTok with different usernames to try to like protect his identity, even though he was really stupid. And that's the thing. He does things where I'm like, are you stupid? But he's not stupid. He's like a really smart kid. He's like 21 or something. But he said he moved to New York. Like, why would you tell all of the TikTok audience that you moved to New York City, which is where Blake and Ryan live? Like, do you want a big target on your back? Like, what are you doing? But then I'm like, is that strategic? Is he doing that on purpose? Like, I don't know. He's Canadian. He's not even from America. But he's here and he's trying to get a journalist to help him expose Blake and Ryan. So if he shows up on your TikTok page, please send it to me because I am very intrigued and I want to believe him. But then a part of me is like, I don't want to believe him because if that's true, then this world is going to shit, which I feel like it is. But I just want to believe it's not, you know? Last thing in pop culture TikTok trash before trash is trash is Chase and Kelsea Ballerini. She blocked him. And it's so interesting how the turn of events that have happened in the last 3 weeks since I last brought it up. First, I'm like, are they together? Are they not together? They haven't posted since this last month. Then it gets verified or confirmed that they broke up. Then we see them out in a different country, drinking, dancing, having a good time. And then we see Chase Stokes post on his Instagram that he has been blocked by Kelsea Ballerini and that he didn't do anything wrong and don't believe everybody because he didn't do anything. I'm confused. Everyone's confused. So they just kind of seem like a hot mess. They seem pretty hot and cold. I don't think this is the last time we're going to hear about them. I think they're going to be one of those relationships that are off and on again forever. It's kind of giving Taylor and Dakota. You know? It's like you're not good for each other, but you keep going back to each other. Like that's kind of what it's giving. Speaking of Taylor, we have seen some sneak peeks of the Bachelorette. She was seen at a baseball game kissing a guy. She was also seen in Vegas. I believe it was Vegas. Kissing a guy, being like, I'm still a soft swinger, like kiss me, whatever. I'm sure she's having so much fun. And I love that for her. But the show's going to end like what, in a couple months? No, not even a couple months, a couple weeks, probably January-ish it'll end. And then we don't actually see the season until I think they said April. So my only concern, and I voiced this to the girls too, is how are they going to keep Taylor and whoever the heck she ends up with in a relationship for that long without any issues? So then by the time the final rose, which is live, happens, they're still engaged. If she gets engaged. Like the odds of that working out are slim. They're very slim. Okay. Because in my head, she's going to come home in January with someone if she ends up getting engaged. And somehow Dakota or Chase, if people want to believe that, are going to be intertwined and it's going to be a whole thing and it's going to be so much drama. And then at the final rose, who knows what the heck is going to happen? It's going to be the most dramatic final rose ever. You know how they would always say that at every bachelorette final rose ceremony or whatever? Like, we have never seen anything like this. This is the most dramatic season ending ever. Like, no, this actually will be, because January, February, March, April, that's 4 months. 4 months where she has to be in a healthy, committed relationship with whoever she ended up with, and he can't screw her over. She can't fall back in love with Dakota. Dakota can't try to ruin it. Like, I just don't know how that's going to happen. I really, like, I want it to happen for her sake. Like, I want it to be her happily ever after, but I just know how chaotic her life is. And I'm like, I just don't see that happening. So I guess we'll find out at the After the Rose ceremony live. Is that what it's called? The After the Final Rose, where it's live. I keep saying those words. After the Final Rose ceremony live. But that is it for pop culture TikTok trash. Some good stuff. So now we can do Trasher's Trash. Okay, besties, listen up. If you're ready for fall wardrobe, you need to check out BOEM. I'm not kidding. I'm obsessed. Their denim actually fits like a dream. Their dresses are perfect for literally any vibe. And the sweaters, don't even get me started. Cozy, cute, and so easy to style. BOEM just dropped their new arrivals and it's giving main character energy for your fall fits. So dress them up for dinner, keep it casual for errands. These pieces do it all. And of course, I've got you. Use code TRASHER20 at BOEM.com for 20% off. Go add everything to your cart now and thank me later, because these pieces won't be in stock for long. Again, that's TRASHER20 for 20% off at BOEM.com. And thanks, BOEM, for sponsoring today's episode. My husband and I just started using toys. What are your favorites? So if you're an OG, you know about the cock ring. And that was a go-to favorite for a long time because I was a top girl. I liked being on top. That was my favorite position. It was the only position that I could finish in. Wow, we are getting personal. But I said this in a podcast episode probably last month that like I almost have gotten too skinny to where it like kind of hurts. Like the cock ring is like almost like too bulky and it like hurts me. So I think I might need a smaller one and maybe that'll help. But I actually don't use that at all, really. Like every once in a while we'll pull it out. Now I'm into the clit sucker. The clit sucker is a good one. Okay. And I have an Amazon link. I'll find it. Shout out Riley Jenkins. She sent it to me. I don't know if she wants people knowing that. I'm sure she doesn't care. Riley Jenkins, slay. Shout out to you. She sent me this link and I first ordered it and I was like, I don't think I like this because it's a completely different feeling than like a vibration from like a vibrator. And I was like, I don't know if this is the vibe. Like I'm not into it. So I kept using it to try to like get my body used to it. Now it's my favorite. Now I like don't care for things that vibrate. I want things that suck and have suction. So I will find a link for that and I'll link it in my story and in the podcast description. You're welcome. Let me know if you try it. I know everybody who I like got hooked on the cock ring loved the cock ring. And so if you liked the cock ring, I have a feeling you'll like this, but it might take you a minute to get used to it because it's a completely different feeling. Okay? Okay. I don't think I want to be married anymore. My husband spends his free time hunting. He's never home. I work full time and parent 99% of the time by myself, aside from an hour or so every night. He tells me to take our kid with me no matter what or where I'm going, but I'm exhausted, burnt out, and I'm over it. As you should be, queen. I would be over it too. I definitely think you need to vocalize this to him. And at the end of the day, like, it sounds like there might need to be an ultimatum where you're like, hey, I need change or I'm gone, because you deserve a partnership. You deserve a husband that's going to help with his own child. And hunting is one of those things where, like, people complain about golfing. Oh, if you are a wife who has a husband who hunts, you probably want to punch all the golfing women in the face, because golfing wives don't even know how bad it is, because hunting wives, they're gone for days and you can't get a hold of them. And then they need to buy more. Like, you think golf clubs are expensive? Guns are expensive. So if you are a hunting wife, I am so sorry. That sounds awful. Not to try to like compare pit women against women, golfing women versus hunting women, but I will say being a hunting wife is way worse than being a golf wife. So I'm sorry. And I think you need to vocalize it, because that's not fair. And you should have hobbies for yourself where you don't have to take your kid, and he should understand that. And if he doesn't, I think it's time for an ultimatum, therapy, something, because you deserve so much more. Just found out that a friend of mine secretly hates me and called me annoying and awkward behind my back. That bitch still came to my wedding. Why would you come if you don't like me? And why act like you're my friend? I prefer someone being rude to my face. I don't know, this might be a hot take, but I'm okay with the fact that I am fully aware. Actually, I can't say fully aware because they've never told me this, but I could guarantee that every once in a while, my friends talk a little bit of shit about me. Josie's being dramatic. Josie's being annoying. That is called life, because sometimes we are annoying. Sometimes we are dramatic. That's okay. The behind your back thing, I understand how that bothers you and that's annoying, because you're like, how could you say that? But you're trying to tell me that you have never said that one of your friends was being annoying, or that one of your friends was being awkward. If she said, I hate her, okay, that's different. But she just said you were annoying and awkward. And I can guarantee my friends have also said I'm annoying. Not awkward, but annoying. And they've probably also said that I'm dramatic and that I'm harsh, or that I'm irritating. I could see them saying that. You have to think of it like your sister, like the way you would talk about like your sister or your best friend. It's like, oh, they're bugging me, you know? But if they're talking like mean shit, like if they're being actually horrible to you, valid, annoying, we hate her. But like silly little comments like that, I think you just need to let it. I think you need to let it slide. I think you need to let it go, because I don't think it's that serious. Not trying to be petty, but you have such a Utah accent. I notice it most when you pronounce picture like pitcher. Well, not trying to be petty, but I am from Utah. So that checks. That checks why I would have a Utah accent. Sorry? Sorry, not sorry. I literally live in Utah. So I'll probably have a Utah accent. Okay, I live up here in the mountains. The mountains, not the mountains, the mountains, which I do sometimes say mountains instead of mountains, because I like really try to put that T in there. But picture ain't changing. It's picture. It ain't picture. It's picture. I love a good picture. You know what I mean? My mother-in-law's best friend passed away a month ago, and now my mother-in-law is dating her husband. My father-in-law died of cancer 4 years ago, but why does this seem so weird to me? Because it is weird. That's weird. If I die and my best friend, who is also a widow, marries my husband, the fuck? No. I would not be okay with that. Like, I don't care how much I love my best friend. I don't want you marrying my husband. No, I don't want you having sex with my husband. I don't want to picture you in bed, picture, not picture, picture you in bed with my husband having sex. No, I'm good. No, I would haunt both of their asses, because I'd be like, what do you mean you are now in love with my best friend? No, call me jealous, call me petty. That's weird. That's weird. And honestly, I would look at your mother-in-law differently, because what? No, her having the first thought to even possibly be romantically involved with her dead best friend's husband is crazy behavior. Crazy. And like maybe they're trauma bonding over the fact that they miss her. And it's like, oh, I'm single, you're single, we miss her, let's fuck. Like, no, I don't get it. I don't like it and I don't get it and I don't approve of it. So the fact that you think it's weird is very valid, because it is very weird. But I don't think there's anything you can do about it. Also, she's a grown lady. He's a grown man. I'm assuming they're probably in their 50s. They're going to do what they want to do, but it's weird. It's very weird. And I would not want my best friend to be marrying my husband when I'm dead, over my dead body, literally, which is maybe why she's dead. Over the weekend, I found condoms in my son's underwear drawer. He is 15. Help. Well, I think, okay, if you're married, if you have a husband, if dad's in the picture, I think this is a conversation you give to him. You say, hey, will you go talk to our son? Because I think he's having sex and he's 15. Also, do you live in Utah? Because if you do, that's crazy. I feel like that's not like a normal Utah boy behavior at 15, because 15 is ninth grade, right? That's kind of crazy. That's crazy. When I see teenagers having sex, because I had sex when I was 16, no, it fucks you up. It's not, and I know that boys and girls are different. And I know that there's like a scientific fact that like when a girl has sex, it like releases a hormone and they're like attached to whoever they had sex with. I know that doesn't necessarily happen for the man, but I can honestly say that having sex in high school was like the worst thing I ever did for my mental health. And so I'm going to make it very clear to my kids that like you wait until you are out of high school to have sex. I think it's not realistic to expect everyone to wait till marriage. I don't think I'll be telling my kids to wait till marriage. Like, I don't think that's going to be what I encourage. Like, obviously waiting till marriage is special. And I think if that's what they want to do, great. But I think waiting till you are with someone who loves you and that you love is way more important than waiting till marriage. And so I'm for sure going to be giving my kids like a talk about sex and how big of a deal it is, because it is a big deal. And at 15, you should not be having sex. Obviously, if he has condoms, he's probably already had sex, and that's hard because like once they've experienced it, it's hard to just like stop. But I think really giving them the talk of how big of a deal it is, and not only how it can affect them, but like the girl and like the woman, and how they need to be so careful and respectful. This will be like a conversation that your child will remember forever. And so it is important to really think before you speak and really figure out what's the message you want to get across and like how you want them to feel after the conversation. But on the bright side, I guess he is using condoms. So at least he's protecting himself and his partner or whoever it is he's having sex with. That's more than I can say for my high school first, because he didn't give a rat's ass. So at least your son's got that going for you. Okay. But that is going to be a conversation that I think maybe your husband could take the reins on, but you guys together need to figure out like what you want the conversation to be. But that's a heavy one. And I feel like this is a good learning lesson for anyone listening who doesn't have kids who are teenagers yet, to have these conversations beforehand so they understand like how serious it is, and not that it's shameful or that they're less than, but like just in general, like how that will affect them mentally and their future, because it will. I haven't breastfed in 2 years, but I'm still lactating. Help. Okay, wait, you're not the only person who's had this. I'm pretty sure Maddie Murphy said this is happening to her, and I'm pretty sure she said it on a podcast, so I can say it. It's not like a secret. But go to a doctor. because that's not normal. And that would suck to always be leaking breast milk and smelling like cheese all the time, because that's all I can think of when I'm breastfeeding is cheese. Like I just take a whiff and it's like, oh, good old smell of provolone. Like I cannot stand the smell of breastfeeding tits. So I'm so sorry that's happening to you, but I obviously have no medical degree, so I cannot give you advice on that, but I can tell you to go to the doctor. So go to the doctor, because that's not normal. Not at all. What are you asking for Christmas? Because I need ideas. What are you guys asking for Christmas? I should do a question box and we can all like share what we're asking for, because I feel very fortunate where there's not really anything I want. Like there's everything that I need, I have. And if I really want it and it's like a reasonable thing, I will just buy it. So a lot of the things that I want are like silly. Like I want Aritzia socks because they're the best socks ever. I want more hair growth serum from Babe Original. I want more slippers. I love slippers. What were my slippers that I was wearing earlier? Look how cute these slippers are. Where are they? Oh, I'm trying to get them on my feet. If you're on YouTube, look how cute these are. I'm pretty sure my mom got me these last Christmas. I collect slippers. I love slippers. What else do I want? Honestly, I want another pair of Cozy Earth sheets because I hate when I'm doing laundry and I have to put on regular sheets. No, Cozy Earth only. It's so hard because when you get older, like the things you want are just like so not exciting. Like I honestly want a new vacuum and that's like so boring. So if you have exciting things that you like, I feel like some bougier items that you could put on your wish list if you don't have them already is a Dyson Airwrap or the Shark version of it. I feel like those are like really good wish list items. Like a facial or a massage. I feel like that's one of my favorite presents when I receive is like a gift card to a massage place or a spa. Love. Or even like a nail salon to get your nails done. What are some other bougie things that you could put on your Christmas list that's like more exciting than sheets and a vacuum? The Canon G7X. Oh my gosh. How could I forget? If you don't have one of those, put that on your Christmas list. Ask Santa because it is the best camera. It'll make you look so much hotter than you are. It is what every woman needs when they're trying to catfish. Okay. It is so good. It's so good. I love it. Hair extensions. If you don't have hair extensions and you want hair extensions, put that on your Christmas list. Can't live without mine. Botox, Daxi, filler. I am so vain. Like, what's wrong with me? I need help. But basically what I'm asking for is socks. So love that. Don't get me wrong. I love decorating for Christmas, but for some reason it feels exhausting this year. I'd rather not. Same. The thought of putting up my Christmas trees. I have 2. I'm bougie. I got 2 Christmas trees. No, thank you. Sounds awful, especially my front room Christmas tree, because that's the tree where like we put all the fun ornaments. We've made it a tradition where every year we go to like Hobby Lobby and we pick out fun ornaments and then we put it on this front tree. So it's not like a matching tree. It's just kind of all over the place. We call it the funky tree, but it has the white snow. What is that called? Frolic? A frolic tree. Am I pronouncing that right? A frolic? It's a frosted. Where did I get frolic from? Is frolic a thing? Flocked. Oh my gosh. A flocked tree. Frolic? Frolic? No, I'm not okay. Flocked. A flocked tree. I have no words. Frolic? Frolic? Okay. The front one's a flocked tree and it's so messy. It gets everywhere. I'm not looking forward to doing that. And then my other tree is 12 feet tall. It's huge. And the thought of putting that up and decorating, like it just sounds exhausting. And I feel like a lot of people feel that way. Like usually I see way more Christmas content by now. And I think a lot of people are like, no, I'm going to wait till December 1st. And honestly, same. I've always been a wait till after Thanksgiving girl though, but usually I do it on Friday, Black Friday. But I think this year I might wait till December 1st because it just sounds exhausting. Okay, we're going to end on this one because why not? My husband told me that he loves the smell of my dirty underwear. I don't know how I should feel about it. Part of me is grossed out, but the other part of me is flattered. Help. I mean, slay, your dirty underwear must smell amazing or not. And maybe he's just like into the smell of tuna. I don't know. But I mean, it is a fetish. It is interesting. I also wouldn't know how to feel because a part of me would be like, what does that mean? Like, does that mean that you've been grabbing my dirty underwear out of my dirty hamper and smelling it? Because, okay, creep, freak, weirdo. You know what? I don't like it. I just decided right now that I would not like it if my husband told me he liked the smell of my dirty underwear. No, but like, what are you supposed to do? You're married to him. He's your husband. And I mean, I guess it's better than him saying he doesn't like the smell of your dirty underwear, but like most people don't like the smell of their dirty underwear. So I don't know. I'm trying to think what I would do here. I just think you let it go. You go, okay. But you don't really feed into it. Unless you catch him smelling your dirty underwear, then I think you tell him that that's weird and to stop. But also, it's a fetish that doesn't hurt anyone and it's your underwear. I mean, he could be buying used underwear online. Okay, and then you would need to leave him because that's weird and gross and cheating, isn't it? Is that cheating? Buying someone's used like that's weird. I don't even know how to process this one. I would love people's thoughts on this because if Pedro came up to me and he said, I love the smell of your dirty underwear, I'd be like, okay, weirdo. But like we'd move on and it like wouldn't be a thing. But if he was like being dead ass serious and I was finding him sniffing my dirty underwear, I would be concerned. I'd be like, why are you doing that? That's gross. That's weird. Stop. So I would tell if that's the case, if he is literally sniffing your dirty underwear and you're finding him do that, tell him to stop because that's weird and that's gross. But if he just like casually was like, I like the smell of your dirty underwear, I like really like can't even fathom this conversation. And maybe I'm a prude because it like is weird to me. So let me know what you guys would do in the comments because I don't know. And this trasher needs help because her husband's a pervert. Okay. That's a kink. That's a fetish for sure. But like I said, it doesn't really hurt anyone, right? It's just weird. It's just really weird. But happy Thanksgiving. Your husband's grateful for your dirty underwear. I am going to do a little Black Friday sale on merch because I have a couple pieces left and I kind of just want them out of my house. So I'm going to do 50% off. 50. You heard that right. 50. There's not a lot of merch left. I think I have like 10 pieces left. So it's probably going to go quick, but the code is Trasher50, and you'll get 50% off your order. So head on over. The link's in my bio. Get yourself some merch, get it as a Christmas present, buy it for your friends. But that is it for this week's episode. I hope you guys have the best Thanksgiving ever. See good, do good, and don't forget to take out your trash. Love ya. Bye.